Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to another episode of Siralim Ultimate. And this episode is going to be a Gate of the Gods episode. I think when I finished the Rune of Prophecies, I mean, last episode was it was a bit of a crazy one. But I think when I had it in my Rune of Prophecies, I was talking about doing like arena combat next episode. That was because I had completely forgotten that we still had Gate of the Gods stuff. I was just completely thrown for a loop by the outrageous events that transpired in that final realm. And by the way, if you haven't watched the previous episode, you should at least watch what happened in that final realm, because it really was shocking, to say the least. In a good way, in a good kind of way. But yeah, this episode we're not gonna be immediately going into combat, because I have decided, I think, based on the various gods that we could face, and which ones I think are going to be annoying versus, not so annoying. I think what I want to do, we'll keep retention, we'll remove Dreadnought, and in place of Dreadnought, I'm going to put Expanded Mind. Get 5 additional spell gems. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to create extra copies of all of the morph spells, because I think I'm gonna fight Aeolian today. Death, life, nature, sorcery, all of them are there. Alright. Bam, 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 and bam. And we might as well upgrade all of them. The main thing we're gonna want to do... hang on. Main thing we're gonna want to do is make them all... generous. And I'm gonna equip them all on the same creature, I think. If you go to spell gems, like everybody has 5 free slots. Does it really matter who we give them to? I might as well give them to either the Mimic or the Animator, so that we have the non-ethereal versions to cast as well. But the Animator already has a bunch of extra spells. I'll give them to the Mimic. That means we're gonna have to give them all... sorcery conversions. Sorcery class swaps. Except for the one that's already sorcery. And then they all need to be generous, because class changes and being able to choose specifically what class we're going to change into is going to be crucial. That one does not need a class swap. Okay. Well, let me tell you why I'm doing this, and you've probably already guessed. It's because Aeolian, let's read the description. We saw this earlier, ages ago, when I ascended the Animators. By your creatures, it means Aeolian's creatures, are immune to damage that doesn't come from attacks or spells. I think that means this disqualifies everything that's classified as indirect damage. Your creatures can only take damage from one class at a time. This class changes at the start of this god's turn. You could cheese it with Time Walk so that, fiddle it until it's the class you want. But if you're going to be fighting him like 40 times in a row, which is what we intend to do, then you need a reliable way to do this without having to rely on luck, because otherwise that would make for a very long and very tedious process. Alright, so anyway, we're gonna go into your spell gems, and we're just gonna equip all the morphs. Because they're all generous, that means pretty much anybody can cast this, you know, any one of our creatures can cast these spells at will. And yeah, this should work. Let's see if I am correct. Let's see if I am correct. We're gonna stick with our classic party to do this. I love that you can collect wood, because it's a realm object in Aeolian's realm, but the buildings that you deliver the wood to, obviously they're not going to spawn because this is a special arena map. But yeah, that's all. It's funny. I thought that was pretty funny. So it seems that in this case we're lucky because it's already death. That's fine. So we'll do entangling roots. And then we just start trying to take him down the old-fashioned way. We have suddenly a bunch of extra spells that I need to be mindful of. And just to confirm to you that indirect damage is not going to work, if I do feign death, no damage. And in fact, if we go to the battle history, it should tell us that it's not going to work because of Wind Aegis, which is his, what his trait is called. But if we instead do this, then he dies, because luckily he was already primed to take damage from death, which is what we did. And we just now have to do this 38 extra times. If we're lucky, we won't die even once. But that depends on entangling roots triggering. So this time it's nature. So this time we will have to be a little intelligent about this. Let's make sure that we and we'll cast the class swap right before we do the damage, right? Because what I want to do is I want to spend time first making sure we don't get killed. That's priority number 1. Priority number 2 is making sure that by making sure we don't get killed, I mean using entangling roots to make sure that they're not taking their turns. Right, that's the idea. I think we're just good enough to just do this. Right. I completely, after spending ages explaining the gimmick, completely forgot how it worked and made a fool of myself. Obviously, we do need to change our class. And now we're doing damage, although clearly I haven't buffed myself enough. Although they're taking a bit more damage from the star pacts. Okay. So clearly this is going to be a bit... Oh man, especially when his HP starts getting higher and higher. It's going to be more and more difficult to take. Although, I mean, some of our actions are doing a lot more damage than others, so I'm not I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So far, though, pretty happy with how things are going. Yeah, let's just keep going. All the way to level 50. One at a time. And the way I'm doing it, it's not going to be the nature again. It's not going to be the quickest way to beat him. There are going to be many more efficient ways to do this that probably don't rely on you having to do any fancy, like, you know, manually casting entangling roots, that kind of thing. I'm sure there are some very, very good ways of handling this, but you know, you gotta just deal with it with the tools that you have. And even though it isn't gonna do damage to them, I think this is the best way to raise our maximum health even more. And now what we do is now we cast Morph Nature. What a lovely way to deal with this whole gimmick. Now we just do this. Not sure what that carver was attempting to do. Oh god, not... Oh, they've got a salamander in their party. This would explain things. And now that you're dead... Yeah. Ooh, we finally got the Aeolian plush. This is why this is a bit of an annoying battle, at least with our party, because it seems that it takes quite a bit of buffing before we have enough damage to finish him off. This time again, luckily, it's death straight off the bat. And I think this is the way to do it. Just 2 entangling roots right off the bat. Then we do Clayman. And then we hope for Archangel, which never comes. This time it does come. That's good. And you don't want Aeolian to take a turn, so I'll do Entangling Roots again. And now we can do just more Clayman action. Let's do even more Clayman action. Gotta love it when you get that free cast. Yeah. And they're dead. The Dreadwhite looks like has plans. Like he's gonna try and be a hero. He's gonna try and resurrect. Yep. Oh, 2 of them. Alright. Well. Hopefully we don't get too many resurrecting enemies, because that just seems like a nuisance. Man, fuck off. Oh, this is gonna be long enough without you doing this garbage. Are you fucking serious right now, man? Are you actually serious right now? Like, are you fucking serious? What? Like, excuse me? Excuse me? What? He's still not... Excuse me? Like, what do you... What's your problem, dude? Are you... Man, and you can't shut down resurrections in boss fights. Like, some of the luck that the enemies have just does not seem reasonable. It just does not seem reasonable to me that this guy just happened to last that long naturally. Oh, we gotta do it at the proper level. Yeah, it just does not seem particularly plausible to me. But we're getting through. We're getting through. getting achievements along the way, but we won't really bother with our achievements until the end. And yeah, 2 of these is usually enough to get them to stop bothering us for a little bit. Again, do this. And then, you know, usually we're lucky to get extra casts of the entangling roots as well. Again, we are not the correct class, but I think what I'll do is I'll once again we'll do it like this. You also do Archangel. I've probably overdone this, but you know what? Just to be on the safe side. Why is our healing so low? Anyway, we'll do Morph Sorcery. And this. And they're dead. So it's a pretty reliable process for taking this guy down. It's not the most difficult god, but it's not necessarily difficulty that I'm looking for in terms of which ones I want to get done quickly, which ones I just want to get out of the way. It's mainly just the annoying factor. Like if there's a god which was genuinely like difficult or like had a genuine luck element to it, but the fights ended quickly, that would be like I wouldn't really mind that so much. I wouldn't consider that annoying at any rate. I'm so glad we have Miraxis in our party. Man, like so much of what we do would just simply not work without Miraxis. It just simply would not work. Alright. We have to kind of do this. And I guess this. And I guess that. And now I think we're ready to do this and this. Actually, the trouble with doing Rabid Dementia is that it's gonna get harder and harder to hit him, because if we look at our battle histories, I'm pretty sure some of our attacks are being dodged. Or were they being dodged? Prevented. Took damage. Was killed. I don't know. Not sure. Let me look at my anointments. We don't really need Singleton, I don't think. I'll disable Singleton in favor of bringing back Dreadnought. Just to make sure that there's no dodging action going on. Because, like, our whole strategy is we're not letting them take turns at all. So Singleton isn't really going to be that relevant. And it's nature this time, so we do this. And then we do this. And now it's the... I'm sure I could set up macros to speed this up, but any macros that I set up, I'm sure, like, they would work for this fight, well, not only for, like, just this fight and nothing else, but just this fight with just this build, and then we'd never use them after this episode, and the time spent setting up the macros, I think, might ultimately cause the episode to go longer than if we just don't bother with it. Cutting it a bit close, but I'll do what? The fuck off! Oh no, they got rid of my. They got rid of my ethereal spells. That's who did? Hang on, who did this? What? Man, that's a bunch of garbage. So you know what? It's fine. We know how to handle this. Mimic. You have all the morph spells. Aeolian is about to, you know what? Exhaustion, wormhole. Yeah, we can use wormhole, but use wormhole to what end? Use Clayman to give you more health. And Rift Dancer can now try to do this. That was really annoying, man. Oh yeah, we're not doing any damage because okay. Oh, and the mimic. Can we time walk? Yeah, we can time walk to change its turn, but this is really annoying. What just happened? I guess this is why you'd want the spells on more than just one creature. Noted. Anyway, it's fine. Feign death, is that really even a thing that we want? Whatever, just provoke. Just, defend, I guess. Morph Chaos. And Rapid Dimension. Annoying, to be sure. But it's... hopefully this situation doesn't happen too many times. Right, hopefully that's a one-off situation. One would hope. Oh, it's death this time, luckily enough. So we won't be in the same pickle that we were last time. Doing damage straight off the bat. And again, we do it the classic way. Our turn order is actually a little bit suboptimal because our double cast Clayman spells are being wasted a little bit. because I'm having to do one round of Archangel's blessings with my with Meraxis, and that's not ideal. But yeah, it's still working, you know. I'm still overall okay with it. And in the end, the battles aren't taking that long. Yeah, that's definitely more than enough. Whoa, no, I cast the wrong spell. But this should be fine. I wonder if we can get cards, like card drops. Might seem like a weird question, but like we technically are fighting other creatures, not just Aeolian, and I wonder if the game has a chance of dropping one of their cards, or if it just disables all non-god related loot, because you know that would kind of like lessen you know the majesty, you know, the gravity of the occasion if you're fighting other unrelated loot. Although having said that, I wouldn't say no to cards, no matter how I get them, however anticlimactic the situation might be. I feel like I should give a double cast Clayman to... Oh no, that was pointless. This really sucks. This is... I wasted a lot of time with this. Maybe... Do I have a Clayman macro? Because that would speed things up a whole lot. Yeah, we are way behind on this run, but luckily it's a death again from the outset. And this time we, you know, just feign death again. Oh no! Oh, you're not even the Rift Dancer. That's okay. Do you have an extra Clayman? Yeah, you do. Now you can just feign death again. And Meraxis, you can try to stop them from moving. And I think we have enough. Like we can. There are many different ways that we can win. Maybe we should be doing spells more often. Yeah, let's see. What? Have I ever used laser beam like at all in my life? I don't think so. I'm gonna unequip it. And do we already have maybe like a sorcery transformation Clayman? Hang on, maybe we've already got a Clayman lying around. Let's take a look. These are all equipped. So let's create a new Clayman. And let's do it like this. Upgrade. Sorcery transformation. Cast extra times. Generous. Extra target? Nah. Let's just make it generous. And equip it on you. And let's take a look at our macros. Do we have a Clayman macro? We must, right? hang on a second. Let's take a look at this. Let's actually adjust. Let's actually adjust our macros a little bit. Let's edit the Clayman macro. Let's just remove the rabbit dementia line, right? And let's add a line. If ally 2 has more than 80% health. If ally 2 has less than 80% health, cast Archangel's Blessing. If I mean, this should be fine, I think. This should be fine, and let's assign this macro to you. We'll see how well it works. To you. To you. You'll have a different one because you can sometimes do feign death as well. We'll see how well this works. This way, this will speed things up a little bit because we won't be manually hunting for spells every single time. But it does mean we'll have to swap out our macros once we are. Once we, ooh, yeah, see, sometimes they will get a turn, and that's gonna make life difficult for us. Ah, this is working very nicely. Feign death. Still a million, so we'll continue doing this. You know what? Keep doing that. Keep doing this. Now I think we've got the winning formula. It's so much quicker, and now we do class swap. What was that? Chaos. And it's not your turn, so we'll do Rabbit Dementia. If it is your turn, then we can do other fun stuff like, I don't know. Oh, and I guess the overkill damage isn't triggering because it counts as indirect damage. I see that. That explains why that mechanic isn't killing these guys. But, well, we made our way into the 20s. It's it's been easy. The fact that we haven't lost even once. I mean, we're still early on, but it's been a... Yeah. And I'm so glad I gave the... I'm so glad I gave the Rift Dancer a double... what's it called? Oh, no. I wasted a turn with the Mimic because I was foolish. I should remember, not everybody has the macro. I should just give everyone the macro because it would smooth things out quite a bit. And yeah, cause see, you have a different macro entirely. I think now though it's time to do nature, and it's time to just end this battle. Yeah, hey, we got the Halloween Aeolian skin. I assume every god has a Halloween skin. So there probably are gonna be skins left for us to get. Because even fighting them 40 times, I guess it doesn't guarantee that you'll get every single one. Yeah. So you know what? We'll go to creatures and we'll assign the Clayman macro to everybody. And then we'll change back to the Rabbit Dementia macro at the end of this battle, end of this episode. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Although, at the start of battle, maybe I should have a super special macro where it's like where it's only for these two creatures. Like if it's turn 1, cast Entangling Roots. But nah, I think we're fine. That was annoying. That was really annoying. And what? Oh, okay, that somebody just automatically lost their turn, or what? I don't know. Well, I don't know what the deal was. Anyway. You know what I should also do? Double cast Archangel's Blessing. You know, you're casting Archangel's Blessing twice, so you're good. You're fine. And now, yeah, do this. Now, do this. Now do this. It's taking a while, but it is at least pretty reliable way of winning. We haven't wasted a single key yet, although I imagine at least once one of them is going to slip through our Entangling Roots failsafe, and especially at the high levels might just do a party wipe and kill us. Because if they just need to hit our party once, and even though we're resurrecting, it'll put them at the top of the timeline, and then they'll have a good chance of just killing us over and over again until they get the job done. But we'll try our best to not let that happen. Start like this. Follow up like this. Continue with this. Yeah, see, it would make a huge difference if Meraxus in particular had... no, wrong spell. If Meraxus in particular had a double cast Archangel's Blessing. But other than that, it's working out really well. So we'll see. Does Meraxus have a spell that we can get rid of, that we're not really using? It's possible. We'll see. I think, though, we've done enough for this this realm. So we'll do a life transformation. And now we'll just win. Now let's take a look at Meraxus's spells. Riotous Rum is something that we can get rid of just for this one battle. And then we'll equip it with the... First of all, do we already maybe have a spare... Nope. Maybe we've got one... Nope. We're gonna have to create a new one. So cast twice. A generous, I guess, and a chaos class transformation. A lot of class switching going on in this episode. Where'd it go? There it is. I know that there's other things I could do, like you get more healing, that kind of thing, but I don't want to change my build that much. Oh. So, Chaos class swap. Cast twice. Generous. And now we give it to yeah, we give it to you. And it took a bit of time to do that, but I think it is gonna be beneficial for us. Where do you go? Oh, there he is. And we're just gonna carry on. Yeah. And I don't really think there's a need to set up a macro for the entangling roots that we're doing. See, isn't this so much better? Because now we can do this and just scale so much better, so much quicker. We've got a chaos class swap on Aeolian. What we'll do is... Nah, I was gonna say what we'll do is we'll let Aeolian take a turn, but why take the risk? He could have some really dumb spell that, like, you know, fucks everything up. Why take unnecessary risks? You know, that's not how you win. I don't think we have enough. What I'll do is now we definitely have enough. So here comes the nature transform. And here comes the pain. And we just keep on going. Keep on going. How long has this episode been? 44 minutes. Okay, that's, yeah. It's gonna take a while, but we have a good method. Okay. You know what? Maybe I will set up a special entangling roots macro. Maybe that would be a good idea. It would also make sure that we don't ever accidentally cast the wrong spell. You know what? I'm sure we could even set up a very complicated macro on the other team. Like if X number of enemy creatures are at this position on the timeline, then we consider that dangerous. And then we cast Entangling Roots. But I think we're fine. And we've overdone this again, but you know what? It's fine, it's okay. So let's go back to our macros for just a moment. We can copy a macro, right? So let's copy the Clayman macro into macro 13. And let's edit this. And let's add a line. If this creature is on turn 1, cast Entangling Roots. There we go. And let's rename this macro. Clayman is Mark II with a capital M or a small m? We'll go with capital M, small k. And we will assign this macro to the 2 people who are at the top of the timeline. And we'll see if this works. Now we're just gonna keep going. I think we're doing a pretty good job. I feel honestly like the fact that it's been so easy is kind of making this. I mean, it's making it a bit too easy. And now all our macros are in place. I don't have to worry about the only one I have to worry about is the Dread White, and I can just, feign death. Not even like worry about him, like he's the only one that I'm less sure on any given turn what I'm gonna do. And if I'm ever feeling like I'm in danger, then I can manually cast. I can manually cast Entangling Roots. Yeah, I think we have more than enough. So we do the life transform, and then we do a different kind of life transform on these guys, which is to say we transform them into no longer having life, which is to say we kill them. And we just keep going. Just gotta keep on going. We ain't gonna stop until this is done. Yep. Entangling Roots. Entangling Roots. Clayman. And we already have the death transform, so that's a good one. We don't want Aeolian to go, so we'll do Entangling Roots. He's lost his turn. Sucks to be him. And I'm occasionally letting the enemy take turns, because I really don't think... Like, they just don't have anything offensive as part of their gimmick. It's just, it's a defensive gimmick. Yeah, it's a very sort of attrition kind of gimmick. Like, you can't do indirect damage. You have to. You can only damage them in very specific circumstances. But it's working out pretty well. Again, occasionally you want to make things a little. Aeolian wants to go, but I mean, like, so what? So what if he takes a turn, right? And he didn't even get to take a turn. What a loser. What a loser. So we need a sorcery class swap. And just finger them to death, I guess. And that's another victory in the bag. We're approaching the halfway mark. I guess we're past the halfway mark in terms of level 50, but we started at level 10, so like the true halfway mark is halfway between 10 and 50. Because that's how numbers work. Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine, the way that our party is working right now. But some of what we have will, like, a lot of it will have to readjust once we're done with this god. Because, like I said, a lot of it is very specific to this one guy and this one guy only. Gotta love the free archangels, man. You gotta love it. And yeah, definitely, we already have enough to do this. Excuse me? Excuse me? You really gave yourself some temporary traits? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, here we go. And how long have we gone? We are under an hour. Alright, so we should finish this in less than 2 hours. Should finish it in under 2 hours. I think we'll be just fine. Should I give my Mimic a double cast Archangel? Nah, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. Don't need to overdo it either. Yeah, we're doing just fine. Alright, there's another win in the bag. And that took us to the halfway mark. I think this one will take us past. Oh, I've got to actually select the got to actually select the thing to enter the realm. Alright. Yeah, and whenever we get a free entangling roots, that just helps us out so much. Although they're sealing our spell gems, that's kind of rough. That's actually pretty bad. I mean, we have Astral Dimension, but that's still really annoying. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen too many times, but you never know, it might. That's the first time it happened, like, 20 battles into this whole exercise, so hopefully it doesn't happen too often. Alright, you gotta do it like this, and then you gotta do this. And then you just gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. Let them take their turns. I'm not worried. Don't want like 3 of them taking their turns, that's a bit much. So on this occasion I'll do this. Some more of this, I guess. Nature transformation. And a bit of this. And then you gotta just keep going. Keep going until the deed is done. We're past the halfway mark, right? So we're making pretty good progress, but of course it won't feel like we're getting close until we're in the 40s, the usual. When you're far off, like any progress, it's kind of almost like an optical illusion. When you're in the middle of a project, any progress you make doesn't even feel like progress, because you're like, oh, we're still kind of far, like we were kind of far 5 minutes ago, and we're still kind of far now. But that's just your brain playing tricks on you because of its poor ability to understand proportions. You are indeed making progress, but it isn't until you're close, at least with me. I'm sure some people have brains that are more advanced than this, but with my brain, it doesn't feel like I'm close, or that I'm getting closer even, until I reach close to the very end. I think it's time to do some of this action, and then we gotta do some of this action. Oh no. I mean, it was annoying, but it's fine. It's fine. How long have we been at this? Just over an hour. Just over an hour, and we are well past the halfway mark. Oh my goodness. This is the kind of thing I was worried about. So let's do. All right. So how did he? Through what mechanism did he even cast that spell? Anyway, we'll do reincarnation to bring our people back. We'll cast Entangling Roots again. Now we continue like normal. That was strange. I don't know why we all just provoked. But it's fine. The provoke should wear off once our turns. Alright, I think we might have enough. If we don't, then Aeolian's gonna take his turn and change the class, but I think we've done enough. Yeah. Even without the overkill damage, we had indeed done enough, and that was dangerously close to us losing. At higher levels, we might have lost. All right. All right. We're in good shape. Maybe I should adjust the threshold for the Clayman to make it 70 instead of 70 instead of 80. Because sometimes I feel like we're casting Archangel's Blessing when really Clayman would be more useful. I don't think you can edit lines. I think we'd have to just create a whole new macro basically, and with only 14 battles left, I don't think it's worth it. Once again, we're lucky that we start out like this. And then we do some of this. Yeah, see this, I'm specifically thinking of instances like that. I don't think we want this volcanic gargantuan to take a turn. I don't remember what he did, but I remember having him as one of my creatures at the arena and being bad for the other party. It's possible that his trait isn't applicable, but I just did not want to take the risk. Alright. Alright. It's a pretty good system. I also really like the modification I did to the macro with adding fuck is going on? Oh, I hope we don't see too much of that. Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh. Oh no. That's gonna be miserable. Oh god. Because every time we cast Archangel's Blessing, it's gonna... Ugh. It's gonna be... It's gonna do that. That's an annoying trait, man. That's really annoying. I'm just gonna let Aeolian take a turn, because what's he gonna do? He changed it to life. He somehow silenced his own creatures. Okay, good job, dude. Oh my god. So annoying. Life? Yeah, life. Life transformation. And... do this. And... wonderful. And let's keep going. That's number 38. Again, we're still in that nebulous middle period. You know, just like it's all just a vague blob. It's once we get into the 40s that I think it'll start, at least to me, feeling like we're getting close to the end. Alright, we'll do this. I'll do that again. It's nature. So we'll do that, and then we can do just this, I guess. So they're tanking a bit of damage this time, but the spells seem to be a bit more deadly. Is somebody trying to resurrect? Really, dude? Really, dude? Get out of here. Hey, there's another skin. There's another skin. I thought we were done getting skins just because we didn't get anything for so long, but evidently we're not. Alright, lovely. It is death. We're not going to have to do any fiddling around, assuming we stop this guy from taking any turns. Which I would very much like to, but I'd also like to do this. We will have a couple chances to make this guy lose his turn. And all we needed was one. Lovely. And we can do this. So now we are going into the 40s. We will be in the 40s after we win this. Every once in a while, one of our enemies is evading our snares and taking a turn. And then when they take their usually just one turn, usually they're doing nothing, but that one guy, that one, like that chain lightning, conductive chains, the spell that he cast, was probably the closest we've come so far to dying. And if we're lucky, that'll be the only time that we get that close. Alright, this time we are... You know what, I'm not gonna let 3 of them take a turn. Just 1 of them took a turn, that's fine. Life, right? Yeah, life. And we continue onwards. We are in the 40s now. Now I feel like we're in the final stretch. It's feeling pretty good. Oh, what am I doing? I've got macros. Why am I manually casting things? It's weird how, like, again, maybe I was gonna say it's weird how you sometimes like you're doing the same thing for over an hour and then suddenly you just forget what you were doing and you start doing the thing, like you start doing a completely different thing even though you've specifically been practicing that one thing. But maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm abnormal when it comes to things like this. Maybe other people just carry on and do the things that they're doing without the issues that I'm having. Alright, you are nature, and now we are nature, and now you are dead. There's another achievement, another Chivo. And yeah, I mean, it's not a lot, like, in every single Gate of the Gods episode that I've had, almost every single one, I usually lose my temper and swear at least once. I don't know if I've lost. I mean, I might have used a swear word over the course of this episode, but I don't think I've lost my temper even once. When that one guy cast conductive chains, I was startled, but I wasn't angry because I knew that this was a possibility. And in fact, I was expecting it to happen way more often than it did. Looks like 2 entangling roots are pretty good at keeping the enemy locked down. Well, do we have a bunch of minions on our party? I'm not gonna question it. But sometimes, if you get the wrong kind of minion, it can cause unpredictable things to happen. So that's why I'm careful about getting minions on this build and generally try to avoid them if I can. Yeah, let's just continue. Let us just continue. We're death off the bat, which is great. Alright. Bit of a slow start this time in terms of overall health gain. But... ooh, we're cutting it really close. But Aeolian did not take a turn, which is basically what we wanted. Oh, he's really getting up there. We need to stop him from going. There we go. Jeez. There we go. Oop, cast it on the wrong... It doesn't matter who we cast it on because we've turned it into an area... Well, it itself isn't an area of effect spell, but if we manage to kill the enemy, which usually we can, then corpse explosions make it a de facto area of effect attack. Alright. Honestly, weirdly enough, the thing I'm most impressed about is the turn 1 entangling roots macro. That's such a subtle thing, but it makes such a huge difference in terms of making this process quicker, but also less mentally draining. And I know, yeah, like macros, hey, like if you... why not just have a bot play the game for you? And I understand your concern, you know, especially these days. You know, everyone's up in arms about AI. But listen, since the dawn of time, like, it's one of the defining characteristics of humans is that we use tools, and the whole point of using tools is so that something else does the thing for us. That's the whole... I mean, if I had to pick one thing about... I know animals use tools as well. I'm not gonna deny that. But, like, one thing about... Okay, maybe not humans specifically, but successful organisms, let's say. Humans being the best example. Animals, in very specific instances, can use specific kinds of tools. But, you know, humans, we have kind of taken that to the next level. And so that's really, it's just a tool. It's a tool to take one of the repetitive aspects of the game and make something else do it. Because if you think about it, there's really nothing, there's no intelligence involved in manually selecting entangling roots every time. The thinking was all done ahead of time when I decided what my plan would be in which kinds of circumstances. The rest of it is just implementation of the plan that I've already laid out in my mind. And so yeah, using a tool to help with that, of course. Now if I was using a tool to just come up with the plan itself and then execute it, yeah, then we'd get into, you know, the AI nightmare scenarios that everybody's talking about, you know, just letting machines do our thinking for us. Like, but that's not where I'm at. I'm like, I'll do the thinking myself, but after I've done my thinking, if there's something really tedious that needs to be done in order to put that thinking into action, then I'll allow myself to use tools to make the process just a bit more enjoyable for myself, you know? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And you know what? I'm even gonna be gracious enough to let Aeolian take a turn. But he wasn't gracious enough to transform into death, so we'll have to kill him like this. Another one down. And now we definitely are close to the end. And how long have we gone? An hour 20, right? Decent time. Decent time. Okay, everything seems to be going fine. And I'll do this. Oh, I'll do this. Yeah, if we'd gotten our ratios slightly better on when to do Archangel and when to do Clayman, this process would be going quite a bit quicker. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's do the chaos swap, and then let's. Where's there it is. Just a few battles left. Just a few battles left, and are we gonna get through this flawless? Or is there gonna be a surprise right at the very end? You know what I just realized? You're gonna think I'm so dumb for not having realized this earlier, but I'll show you when we get the chance. Okay, so like right now, the Animator has like less than 70% health. Right now, if I cast, or maybe just over, like less than 80% health. Right now, if I use the macro, it would cast Archangel's Blessing. I just realized I can always just manually cast it. I could have done that the whole time. Jeez, man. Right, I'm getting a little too reckless letting these guys take their turns. Alright, I think that's good enough. So let's do the nature class swap. And then let's do the... let's poke them in the eye. And let's do all of this all over again. Actually, I'm actually a little surprised and very encouraged by how easy this has been. I was like I don't need to go back and like change my macro. I can just manually cast Clayman if I think that it's at the like at this kind of like dubious ratio. I can just manually cast it. I could have done this the whole time. I'm a fool. All right. Easy. I think now's the time where we do the nature swap, and now's the time where we do this. I wonder how much health is like the... I mean, I guess it would... the exact amount you'd need would keep going up as the boss levels up, but as a guideline, like exactly how much health you need, because I'm probably overdoing it. Because it's been a long while since we've done like partial damage to him. Every time we've killed him in one hit, which usually means you're doing more damage than you strictly need to. So I'm just wondering, like, at what point would it be safe to just cut off and say, okay, you know, this is good enough. Not that we need to like super, like we're not speedrunning this or anything, but just out of curiosity. Okay, yeah, that I should have manually cast at that juncture. I think our gems are being sealed. Yeah. Well, shit. You know what I'll do in that case? I'll do Astral Dimension. And we'll do a nature class swap. And we'll try and... yeah. We did partial damage to that guy, but that's just because Rabbit Dementia is a less powerful attack in general. Yeah, okay, so I guess that is another complication to the question I asked. Is that how much you need to boost yourself would also depend on which specific action you're using, because some of them are just inherently stronger than others. Alright. Alright, this has gone so smoothly. It's honestly, I'm just, I have no complaints. And for the final battle, he even has graciously given us a death transformation from the start. What a bro this guy is. What a legend. What a dude. I mean, he did resurrect, which is, if I'm being honest, a little annoying. Kind of lowers my respect for him a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I think we're done, right? We're done. Gate of the Gods Aeolian 10, and it only took us like an hour and 30 minutes. An hour 28. Yeah, we're done. Wow. Okay, honestly, out of all the Gate of the Gods episodes I've done so far, with the exception maybe of Iseros, although with Iseros we had a couple early moments of frustration, right, because we tried to do a different thing. And then that didn't work, and then I was upset, and then I went on a whole rant about that. So that didn't happen in this episode. In this episode, we came in with a clear plan, and the plan worked. It worked really well. But now it's time to make some adjustments, because we're going to go back to regular realm delving next episode. We're going to take off Expanded Mind, which means we have just lost all of those morph gems. And we'll also take... Well, because what spells did I have before this? I feel like this is fine, right? This is fine. Oh yeah, we need to change the macro. Okay, we need to assign the let's just give the rabbit dimension macro to everybody. Except for you, yeah, you're the one, the odd one out, because sometimes you need to provoke, sometimes we choose to do feign death, and sometimes we do rabbit dementia. So with you, we can just manually pick it every single time. We also need to fix our final anointment. What was the last one? Singleton, yeah. And now we're even ready to go in the next episode. What else we could do? we've already... I don't remember if I rolled this specifically, but either way, we are already ready to get going next episode. Although, next episode we'll start off with some arena combat. And then we'll go into some realm delving. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. Let's take a look at some of the achievements that we got. It's gonna be the usual list for doing Gate of the Gods stuff. First of all, just for beating Aeolian X number of times at any difficulty, and then like those ones cap out at beating him 10 times, and then beating him at specific levels. And we went all the way to 50. And that's another god crossed off the list for those sets of achievements. And remember, for the level 50 achievements, or like the level-based god-killing achievements, you can do that with any party. It's only the ascension that you need to do with every single class. And for that, you only need to beat them at level 10. So the game does go a little bit easy on you, because if the game really wanted to be a dick, it would force you to beat all of the gods to level 50 with every single class. Luckily that's not a thing, right? A lot of it just carries over between classes, which is good. But yeah, I think that's going to be all for now. We will once again, I think, do 2 complete sets of prophecies. Or hand in the Rune of Prophecies twice. We might not necessarily fully complete it, depending on what the tasks are. And then after doing 2, we will come back and do some more Gate of the Gods action. But yeah, man, this was such a smooth... We didn't waste a single key. Everything we tried worked. Because for the most part, we were just fighting him like we're fighting normal bosses. Like we're fighting fucking... I don't know, like, Hydronox or whatever. Or like some random, you know, nether boss. You know, like he's got high health. We buff ourselves a few times. Then we hit him and then he's dead. The only thing was the class swapping gimmick. And previously when I've fought nether bosses that have that gimmick, I've not bothered to do it properly. This is how you do it properly. Right? You actually change your own class. You don't do what I've done, which is, you know, keep randomly rolling the enemy's class until it matches. No, you change your own class to exactly the one that's needed, and then you do the damage. This is how you properly fight battles like this. And I'm glad that I've at least gotten to show that, because whenever I fight, like, whatever his name is, like Chroma, I think? Yeah, whenever I fought... he's the one who has the exact same gimmick. When I fought Chroma, I've never done it properly. I usually don't even read what the nether boss is. I just go in, and then I'm like, oh, it's this motherfucker, and then it's an annoying fight because I've got to wait for him to transform into death. But you see how much easier it is when you can just change yourself to whatever the hell you want, right? It's just smooth sailing. And of course the macros really helped as well. Really helped save us a lot of time, a lot of mental energy, like I said, and potential frustration as well, you know, from misclicking. I think a couple times earlier when I was manually selecting spells, I think I misclicked a couple times, so this got rid of that. But yeah, just an all-around chill, relaxing episode. And oh yeah, before I end, let's take a look at the skins that I got. Ooh. So one of them is this full power. Oof, that is fabulous. I love that color scheme. And then there's the Halloween Aeolian. Ooh. And that is a very different looking skin than the normal one. Because see, like some of these skins are... Because, like, with Apocrynox, I mean, it's very similar to, like, in shape to what he normally looks like, but, you know, with obvious changes. Like, the iconic pose, you know, taking the knee and readying his bow. But this one, it's almost like it's basically just a completely different kind of creature. That's the amount of work that's gone into these skins, man. It's just outstanding. But yeah, another couple cool looking skins that I'm very happy to share with you. But yeah, I think that is gonna be all for this one. It's time for me to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great time, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode as well. And until then, take care.